The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
Good morning. Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. It is Friday, November the 8th. I'm Nick Eatman. It's time to talk Cowboys Eagles one more time this week until see what happens here. See if the Cowboys can turn this losing streak around, if they can win a game at home. How about that? If they can win another game with Cooper Rush. Can they stop the bleeding with what we've seen here the last few weeks, really all season long? And if the Cowboys can beat the dreaded Philadelphia Eagles. All right, 888-855-2297. Injury-wise, I think Micah Parsons is going to play. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to play. That both those look good. Zach Martin, not sure about that. A shoulder injury now has kept him out of practice 2 days in a row. Thought it was more of a rest thing on Wednesday, but still did not practice yesterday. We'll see if he practices or today. They don't do a lot today, but see what they put him on the injury report as. TJ Bass, I would imagine, would get the start there at right guard. We've seen him start a game already this year at left guard. And then Diggs is still working with that calf injury. I think he'll be fine. Eric Kendricks looks like he's going to be able to play. And then obviously the big one, Dak, is not on IR yet, even though if they're going to do that, if they're going to put him on IR, they got to put him on before. Well, I would think they would want to put him on before the game to start the 4-week window. But, if it's as bad as some of the reports are saying, I don't think it's out of the question that he would need surgery and maybe doesn't play at all the rest of the season. So we'll see how it goes. Again, there's a lot of they're weighing all the options and opinions right now. But I would imagine we would see him on injured reserve here probably sooner than later. All right. Threw the phone number out. You see it on the screen here. We got 2 callers already on the line, so let's go right to it. Irene, Falls Church, Virginia. What's up, Irene?
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. All right, I'm breaking a few of my principles on this call today. So I usually don't call in without being caught up on the shows, but I'll make that exception. So I haven't had a chance to listen. I felt like last week was a bad turning point. It reminded me of the Miami game last year, except we have the extra pain of losing Dak for, at least a few weeks. So I need a little period of mourning. I will catch up on the shows, don't worry. I did see something on Twitter I think I agree with. Let's see how these next 2 games play out with Cooper Rush and try to see if something can be turned around. And then if not, use the rest of the season to evaluate who you want to build the team around besides, the big 3. I don't feel confident. I don't think we're going to win these next 2 games. I said I wouldn't call on the air and give a prediction if I didn't think they'd win, but I'm going to break that rule too. I see 31-13 Eagles. My hope is crashed. Anyway, all right, that's it. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. That's kind of where things are looking, at least from the 31 part. The Cowboys are having a hard time keeping people out of the end zone, and just the way Philly's operating right now, and their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, is looking to score some points. I think that they're still figuring out how to use these guys, these weapons with Barkley and Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Goddard. I mean, they really have a lot of weapons on offense, and so they're coming together now. They're playing good football, and Cowboys defense, we'll see what Micah can do. But then again, Micah Parsons has not had great games against the Eagles himself. So that's something that he's got to play well in this game. And Zimmer's got his hands full, but he's got to figure out ways to get Micah Parsons loose where he could be effective, because he hasn't always been effective against Philadelphia. They found a way to kind of keep him at bay. All right, let's go to Champ in Nebraska.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, man. Kind of chilly up here in Nebraska today, but that's what it is up here.
All right.
Hey, so last couple of weeks before the games, there's that little numb feeling of things aren't going well, probably not going to wind up well, and then they didn't go well, so you deal with all that. But, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Well, here I am Friday after last week's beat, and I'm ready again. I'm like, here we go. I'm thinking this is a division game. Anything can happen in division games, especially Cowboys-Eagles. So I don't know if it's that insanity in me, but there's something in me that's telling me we got a shot when the world's telling us you don't have a shot.
Yeah.
You got a backup quarterback and all that, but I think Cooper comes out this week and Cooper shows what we've seen, that he could start for a lot of other teams. And Dak is special. I never root for injuries or anything like that. Dak is awesome. But Cooper is fully capable. And I don't know why. Maybe it's that insanity in me, but I see us somehow winning this game this week.
All right. Good.
I'm going to give you a score prediction. I'm going to say 25-22.
Cool.
I like those weird scores. So 25-22.
All right.
Go Cowboys, and have a great weekend, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks. All right, champ. You say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Well, they're not doing that. They're going to start Cooper Rush this week, and they haven't done the same thing over and over because their injuries keep piling up, so they haven't played the same lineup over and over. But I understand what your point is, and I know what you're making is that, and that's what being a fan is all about. You think it's going to be different. You think you're going to have a different feeling, but by the time the game gets here, you've kind of convinced yourself that I've seen Cooper Rush have success and do this and that, and why not? I mean, it's. I said this on the radio this morning. Why do you think the Cowboys have a shot? And I said I don't. It's because the Browns beat the Ravens 2 weeks ago. A division game like Champ was just talking about. You never know. The Browns aren't. They lost their quarterback too. They got a backup in. They're not supposed to beat the Ravens. But they do. They figure out a way, and weird stuff happens, and I think that's what's going to have to happen in a game like this. Weird stuff has to happen. The Cowboys have to have some success early and put a little pressure on the Eagles. But it's you've got to get you got to get turnovers, and that's another thing. I mean, this team just hasn't created any turnovers. They're not getting a lot of sacks. They're not getting a lot of turnovers, and they're not getting short fields and giving the offense an opportunity to get a gift. Nothing is easy. Even the touchdown, even an easy pass to Rico Dowdle can't be easy. He's got to drop it, it's got to get tipped, and it's got to land back in his lap. I mean, that's just the way this season has been. So they're going to have to get some easy type plays for things like this to happen. All right, we do. Chris, do we have a caller? Lines are open right now. Well, at least one line is open. We do have a caller now, Lester in Minnesota. Lester, you're up.
Hey, Nick, how you doing this morning,
Good.
man?
How you doing? Guess what, Lester?
I'm doing good, man. I'm up in Minnesota. It's a little bit chilly up here, but we're used to it. The sun is out today, but it might snow tomorrow. You never know. But anyway.
When did this show become mixed shots? Seriously, we everyone wants to talk about the weather. We get it. It's November. It's cold. If you know what, if it's California, it'll be cool and be nice. If it's Florida, it's probably going to be hot. Every place else, I imagine it to be cold. Let's go. How you doing, Lester? What's up, man?
All right, man. Hey, I heard that the president might not play this week. But
based off the news of the week, you're talking about Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say that there's been some news in our world when it comes to the actual president. So Zach Martin may not play.
Zach Martin might not play this week. And I know we usually replace him with Bass, but I have a question. What's going on with Awesome Richards, man? Is he a guard? Is he a tackle? What? And whichever one he is he ever going to play?
Well, I mean, he's a backup tackle. That's what he is, and he played the other day when Tyler Guyton was out for about a series. He did play, and so he's your 7th offensive lineman maybe right now, 6th or 7th. He's your backup. I don't think he's a guard. I think he could play it in a pinch, but they have Bass and Hoffman active every game. So those would be your guards. He's your backup tackle. He's your swing tackle right now. So, and now we have seen Tyler Smith kick out and TJ Bass in. So when Guyton was out for a series, they did not do that. They did not move Tyler Smith out there and put TJ Bass in. So that's a step up for Awesome Richards. We've also seen him as a tackle-eligible play where he came in, reported, on time to the ref, reported and said, and he was your 6th lineman of the play. So he's out there. He's your backup. That's what he is.
All right. Well, on the Cowboy note, I think we should try to get some plays in for Trey Lance some sort of way. Again, I don't know how much he's practiced or not, but I was listening to the mix shots, I believe, and no, it was the break. I'm sorry. And the older gentleman, I forget his name, he said that they should.
Derek.
Because someone said, well, he hasn't practiced or whatever, or he hasn't ran with the scout team or whatever. And he was saying, the older gentleman was saying, well, you know what? They all should practice all the time, no matter what, even if it's after practice. They should get together. So I agree with that. But anyway, what do you think about him coming in the game this week here?
Yeah, I don't hate it. But like you said, and thanks for the call, Lester. Like you said, he's got to be able to practice some of that stuff. And you're talking about getting a backup quarterback ready that has not practiced much this year. Now Cooper Rush is starting to get a lot of the reps. So McCarthy mentioned that there's only so many reps to go around. If it works where they can implement him, I doubt we'll see it this week. I think it might be something that they work on a little here and there and kind of get to that point. But maybe, it's because you got to remember, he's got to be somewhat ready as the backup. He's got to be ready to play. And if he is ready to play, what would be the type of plays they would throw him out there in? So, if there's a couple that he runs that he's good at, you don't have to trick it up with the trick play. You just put him in the game. 3rd and 4, he's your guy, and he does an RPO or whatever that could be more effective, obviously, than Cooper Rush, and maybe a little something they're not used to seeing. I think we could see that. Maybe not this week, but why not? I mean, you've got the Eagles, you got to pull out all the stops. Maybe you see a little bit more on the next game because it is you would get an extra day because it's a Monday night game, so they're going to get an extra day of practice. So maybe that might be something that they would see, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's go to Zach in Atlanta.
Hey, what's up, Nick? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Ready for the weekend. Ready for Cowboys Eagles on Sunday. This is a playoff game. This is a Super Bowl in a season like this. Doesn't get any better than an opportunity to beat the Eagles. I don't know why. I feel like I have so much more disdain for the Eagles than our other divisional opponents.
But it's because of their fans.
Say, man, this is
it's because of their fans. That's it. That's why. It's the fans. Because when you find that classy Eagle fan, you won't. That's the thing. You just won't. You won't find them.
You won't.
That's the thing. So
still
I was going to say,
still waiting to find one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So it'll be, they're always fun games, even when we're rolling out a backup QB. I mean, a couple years ago, we put up a fight. So I think we lost by maybe just over a possession. But, yeah, man, here for it. It'll be fun. Continue to get these young guys some reps. We are a draft and develop team, and so we're betting on ourselves. The front office is betting on itself with some of these young guys. So hopefully we have some fun with it and see some good, even if we lose, see some good punches with the bully,
Yeah.
You just want to get a few in and say, all right, that was something to build on for this year and next and all that. So only question I have is, a couple years ago, we enjoyed the 2014 season, DeMarco Murray balling out, and then he signed with the Eagles. And so I always like to look at who we're playing and which player played for both teams. And so I felt like that was a punch in the gut. I was in college, and I was like, man, this feels like the best team of my fandom in the 2014 season. And then our workhorse goes to a divisional opponent. So what was that like in the locker room? Any stories of DeMarco Murray? Does it feel bitter when teams in the locker room per se? Does it feel bitter when players go to other teams? Obviously, Saquon went from the Giants to the Eagles. That's a recent development.
Yeah.
But anyways, DeMarco Murray. I'll leave you at that,
All
Nick.
right.
I don't think the Cowboys win, but it'll be a fun one. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, man. You got to remember, DeMarco Murray was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2014. I mean, he had like 1,800 rushing yards. He broke all of the records. It was the most rushing yards ever in a season by a Cowboys player. Emmett, breaking Emmett's records and all that. And then he goes to free agency. They did that whole contract. I mean, that whole season, and he was a free agent. And they offered him like $5 million a year or $6 million, or it was. They stuck to their guns and they said, nah, it's not really him. It's our offensive line. It's our offensive line. It's our offense. It's Romo. It's not really DeMarco Murray. We'll pay him this, but that's it. And the Eagles and other teams were like, oh, we'll pay him more than that. And so he left. So it really wasn't a slap in the face for the Cowboys as it probably was for DeMarco Murray to have a year that he had. And it was an odd season, and when you think about it, just because he had 1,800 yards, but he fumbled like once a game. It felt like, at least for the first half of the season, he was fumbling every game, at least once, having a great game and then fumbling. He fumbled in the playoff game. If you remember the Des Cotted game, huge play in the third quarter where he was wide open and had a runner up the middle, and I think it was Peppers that knocked the ball out. He had a chance to have a huge play in there, and that could have changed the game. So I think there was a thought that his stats are great, but it was more of a product of the system, and that they could pay someone else. Look at that situation. He went to the Eagles. He had like 800 rushing yards that year, maybe 600. He didn't have a great year. Darren McFadden comes in. He plays, half the season and gets 1,000 yards or 1,100 yards. So I think they were right about that call. Now, he did go to the Titans and make the Pro Bowl a couple years later and all that stuff. So, good player. Good player, and had some really remarkable games and seasons for the Cowboys. All right, let's go to break. How about that? We'll take a break here on Cowboys Storyline, and I'll be right back to answer more calls.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
It's getting time for the youth football and dance camps presented by Invisalign. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders will help the dance camps on December 23rd. Former NFL players will be there for the football camps on the 23rd of December and the 27th. Celebrate the holidays with the Dallas Cowboys. Register today at dallascowboys.com/camps. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Michael, Bowling Green, Kentucky. What's up?
All right. How you doing, Nick?
I'm good. How are you?
How's the family?
Great. Wonderful. Thank you.
That's always awesome. I can't remember his name now.
Tony Dixon.
The 308 Nebraska.
Champ.
What's his? Champ. I want to give a shout-out to Champ, 308 Nebraska. Love the call. I feel the same way he does. Irene, she must have bumped her head sometime. She'll be all right early Sunday evening, I would imagine. And I just want to give a prediction. I'm going to say, it's going to sound familiar, 25-22 Dallas. I'm all in with Champ. And that's all I got.
All right. When I hear a score like that, I always this is how thanks for the call, Michael. This is how my brain works. When I see a score or hear a score, my first thought is to think of any game that happened in Cowboys history or whatever with that score. So when this was 25-22, I was like, okay, like maybe I had a couple in my mind, but I was like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. We moved on to the next call. And then now I hear it again. It's 25-22. What comes to mind is a 1997 game against the Cardinals, like in week 2 of the season when they're supposed to win and they got beat by the Cardinals. And I want to say it was something like that, 25-22. You don't get a lot of 25s. Chad Hennings, I think, scored a touchdown in that game, but they did not win. 25-22, that's an interesting score. Seems like a lot of field goals, maybe, which is kind of what this team does. All right, Carolina in Carolina. What's up?
What's going on, Nick?
How you doing?
I'm actually calling from Texas today, but, I got to represent South Carolina.
All right, so I'm just going to call you Texas then. What's up, Texas?
No Texas. But, man, it's time, man. It's Friday. I'm on the way home. About to go put my jersey on, my custom Cowboy shoes. I wore to the Atlanta game, my bucket hat, and go hear these Eagles fans get on my nerves. That's about to happen, man. Yeah, I made a promise that, when we play, I'll be there, so I can't run from this one.
Carolina, get on their nerves.
Oh, I am.
Let's go.
Look,
I'm going
to make sure I be very obnoxious. I'm pretty good at that when it comes to games.
Yeah.
But,
so, you know what? Who cares all that talk about the bullies and all this stuff? No. Let's why don't we hit them in the mouth? I mean, seriously, I think at some point, and I hope it's Sunday, I think every team has a enough is enough moment in the season or whatever. And maybe this is it. This is kind of the way the NFL works. And so I'm starting, maybe you guys are convincing me, not Irene, but everyone else. I'm starting to think that, maybe the Cowboys will bring a little something here. I just feel like the pressure is kind of off. They're just going to go play. Your quarterback's out. And sometimes those teams can be dangerous teams. We'll see.
And I'm hoping on it, man. I would like to be 4-5. I would like to be 4-5, man.
Yeah.
It's already bad enough. I don't need no more losses to the column. Now, what I'm thinking Michael Parsons is gonna, he's not gonna be 100% back, like far as, his what do you call it? Conditioning. But if he can bring that morale and get those guys in the front of the defense to play hard, I think we might have a chance, man. And I'm going to go, I think we're going to be, I'll go 28 to, I'm going to go 28-21. Matter of fact, 31-28. That's what I'm going, 31-28 Cowboys.
You got any more? Or we just keep throwing out the scores of the game?
Yeah, 31-28.
All right, 31.
Auburn wins it by field goal.
Love it. All right, Thanks for the call, Carolina in Carolina, who's actually in Texas, but don't call him Texas because he's really in Carolina, even though he's not this week. Got it. Love it. All right. Let's go to Chris in San Angelo.
Hey, Mr. Nick. Hope you're doing well today, sir.
Doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm great, thank you. The weather here is.
Nope.
I'm just
nope,
kidding.
Good.
I'm kidding.
You're good.
I cut myself off. Now. I'm kidding. Hey, just a couple of things. I was kind of thinking about this earlier. Do you think that there is besides like Aubrey, who is a obvious Pro Bowler this year for the Cowboys? I was thinking maybe CD, maybe Smith, but I was kind of actually having problems trying to think of who is actually a standout player on this team.
I think, it's hard to say that right now. Receivers are always tough to figure out because they've got a lot of stats. I would think CD's stats are going to be up there for him, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't. This would be the year Zach Martin. Maybe not.
The perennial doesn't seem to be up to snuff this year.
And and this is why this is probably it for Zach Martin. Like I really believe he's going to retire after the season. It's the way the contract was kind of set up for him a couple years ago, or at least last year when he had to hold out. This is going to be because when you are playing at the highest of high levels for your entire career, when do you stop? Well, you stop when you can't do that anymore. When you can't play at that level, and right now he still has more Pro Bowls in his career than he has holding penalties. That is a phenomenal stat. That
is true.
I hope it stays the same. I hope he can finish it off. What a great stat line that would be for him. But yeah.
And I've seen a lot of his holding calls, air quotes, that looked a little bit more like a pancake block than a holding call.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but that's seen through my eyes. So there you go. And I guess for a pick, okay, I'm kind of tired of getting burned by this, so I'm going to pick the Eagles to win 27-24, and maybe they'll show me. You know what I mean?
Right. You're saying you haven't picked well when you picked the Cowboys to win. So
well, exactly. So I mean, don't keep. I mean, if you have a shredder up there, that's what you need to do with the picks that I've made so far. So just gonna change it up a little bit, and there you go.
27-24 asterisk. Got it.
Yes, sir, Nick. That's it.
All right, Chris. Appreciate that.
Okay, buddy. Have a good day.
All right. Ruben in Wyoming, where it's cold. What's up?
Yes. How's it going?
First time
caller.
First
time calling in. Yes.
Here we go. And you did it perfectly. You held out and everything. Thank you, Chris.
All right. No worries.
How you doing?
Good.
I don't know if
we
have
my day off.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a lot of callers from Wyoming this year. Good stuff. So what's going on? That's where the Cowboys are, right? I mean, the real Cowboys, the Wyoming Cowboys.
Yep.
I would think there's a lot of Cowboy fans in Wyoming.
Oh, there is. There is a lot of us.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, I was just calling. I feel the Cowboys got it with Cooper Rush. I've been a fan of his since he first got in the league.
Yeah. Hey, turn your computer down or whatever, because I hear myself. I don't need to hear myself again. Yeah.
No worries. There you go.
All right. So you got faith in Cooper Rush?
Yeah, I do. And hey, Micah Parsons. Oh, you cut out.
Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah. Micah Parsons is he's coming back, and I think he's going to have him a 3-sack game. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm waiting on you.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yep. I think Micah Parsons is going to have him a 3-sack game, and Cooper Rush is going to take it down the field. It might not be. Oh, man, this phone's cut now.
All right, Ruben. I appreciate the call. Thank you. We got issues. Your first time caller wasn't the best, but let's try it again. Try it again to next week. Good hearing from you. Good hearing from the state of Wyoming for sure. Maybe we've got to get the phone lines a little bit better. Maybe it's us. Maybe not. All right, let's go to Randy in California.
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. Just got off work, so I'm going to enjoy my weekend.
All right.
Watch this Cowboys.
It's like 8:30 in the morning. You just got off work? You're working nights?
Yeah, I do graveyard, so I just got off a 12-hour shift.
Woo!
Yeah, I know. It's brutal.
Respect.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do, though, brother.
No doubt. So,
hey, I was going to say, man, I dialed one more time because I kept trying to call in. I was like, all right, this is my last time, and I'll just give up. And then as soon as I hit that last time, it started ringing. I was like, oh, thank God.
Don't quit on your team, Randy. You know what?
I'm not going to quit.
I've seen a clips of that over the internet. I don't know about people quitting on their team. I'm glad you didn't quit on us and you called us back.
Yeah, I did. I kept going. But that's all you can do. Hey, I was going to say, I want to give you my prediction of the game. I think Philadelphia will win 28-15. Aubrey will make all the points, 5 field goals. And I know it's harsh. And then I want to say my favorite wrestler, because I never got to do this before, is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then my all-time favorite Cowboy, it's going to be tough. I might have to go with Jason Witten, and that's the bottom line. All right, y'all have a good one.
Because Randy said so. Love it. Except for your 28-15. That would be a tough – man, that sounds horrible because 28-15, say that happens. And I do not have a score of 28-15 in Cowboys history. I can't even recall any 15 other than but 28-15 means that the Cowboys are moving the ball. Like you're getting in the 5 times to kick a field goal. Now I understand you only have to get past half, midfield just to get in field goal range for Aubrey. But still, I mean, you're in position to kick 5 field goals. That would be a frustrating game. That would be a game where the Cowboys would have chances to win, and you're just not. I mean, imagine if 2 of those are touchdowns. You're within a 1-score game. So, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the Cowboys can figure out a way to get into the red zone and score and get some touchdowns. I mean, these guys. It can't just be CD, and I know that's why they traded for Mingo, and I don't think he'll be ready to go this week. I mean, maybe he plays. I don't know, but he's not going to be ready to contribute. But these guys have to be playmakers too. Tolbert, Turpin, the tight end Ferguson. This is, I think, a big game for Ferguson. I mean, Ferguson really has to be a guy, and I liked what I saw in that game last week against the Falcons. I mean, I liked the run after catch part. He's got to be good at that. That's what those great tight ends can do, is just be playmakers. And obviously we've seen Kittle do it. We need to see him do it as well. All right, let's go to Albert in Tucson, Arizona.
Good morning, Nick. How you doing, my man?
What's up, Albert?
Another beautiful day. Our boys are going to play Sunday. I hope you can give me my time, and I hope I don't get cut off.
All right, let's go. Let's roll.
I don't really have stuff. I just, you know what? I'm tired. I'm really, really sick and tired of all these Dallas Cowboy fair weather fans. I'm tired of them complaining that it's Jerry Jones. I'm tired of them saying that Jimmy Johnson won this and it was Jimmy Johnson's thing. I'm tired of us not doing anything because everything from the pebbles on the AstroTurf to, you name it. Look, it's ugly. It's been ugly. It hasn't been our year. But you know what? Support your team already. Let go of that narrative that Jimmy Johnson was the greatest. If he was the greatest, he would have won Super Bowls in Miami with a great quarterback, Dan Marino. Okay, if Jerry Jones was as horrible as people make him out to be, we wouldn't have this beautiful stadium we have we wouldn't have the amenities that we have as fans. If everything was so bad, yeah, it's been 30 years. I don't like it either. It hurts me because I have this team tattooed on my arm, and it bothers me. But I'm just tired of all these fans that just, either support us and stick with us diehards, or just let it go.
All right. I appreciate the call, Albert. And again, I don't tell anybody how to be a fan, and I think if I were to counter that, I would say that support is done in different ways. You can have. I mean, we see that in our life. You can support someone by saying good luck, by donating money, giving them a hug, whatever that it needs to be done. And I think that you can say that support, that these people that are negative on Jerry, negative on Dak, negative on the team, is, they still support, they're still there, but they're considered realists, whatever it is. So again, everybody's got their own opinion on things. It's funny when you say the people that call into the show and say this and that. Let's not forget these people are calling into a show here on from Cowboys Storyline, and they're calling in, and they're and this is a show for them to vent. So, and this is a show for you, Albert, to say what you want to say too. So, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Thanks for saying that, and I wish there were more fans that had that opinion, but I understand why they don't. So. Thanks. Like I said, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Let's go to break here on Cowboy Storyline. We'll be right back. We got a couple more calls to take.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Support military members, vets, and their families with the 2024 Salute to Service collection. From camo pattern hoodies and hats to gear proudly showing off the Cowboy star alongside the stars and stripes. Log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience. Okay, back here on the Storyline, let's go to the phone line. Rick in St. Charles, Missouri.
How's it going today?
Good, man. Is this first time call?
Yes, it is. On this show.
There we go. All right.
Just a little bit of, I'm trying to lighten things up a little bit. My two favorite Cowboys going way back, roll back the clock, Larry Cole and Walt Garrison. And Walt Garrison was kind of a sad memory watching TV on the floor, and they were playing Washington on Monday Night Football, losing 14-7, and Ken Houston stops him at the 2-yard line, and the Cowboys lose the game.
Ooh.
But that's one of those things. Just one, but it's burned in my head, and it won't go away. Favorite wrestler, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg
He had classic match with Greg with Roddy Piper, where they had the dog collar match, where they each wore dog collars and were chained together. Look that up if you want to see it. That was an amazing thing to watch.
All right.
Under current circumstances, I'm kind of a lot of your attitude on things. To me, it's the week-to-week league. It's each week is an adventure, and then you add it all up at the end, see where things are. Hopefully, your team's in a positive spot and whatever. looks like we're kind of in a soft reboot or rebuild mode, if you will. I don't really let that bother me too much, but just the observation of where things are. It looks like the talent they're putting on the field right now is just not good enough, and maybe that's because of probably a lot of it is the injury. Definitely is the injury is a factor, but it's raining and pouring in that standpoint. So let's see what they put on the field. Let's see what they've got, and we'll see if they add it up at the end of the day. Like this week with the Eagles, I think there is still a shot. They've kind of been somewhat competitive in some of these games, but just bad things have continued to happen. So that'll go away at some point, but let's just let the season ride and see where it goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for the call. And, I mean, yeah, the talent on the field hasn't been great. And it's a lot of it is the injury. I mean, this is one of those cases, and, this is like losing your suitcase on a road trip. I mean, like, if you lost your suitcase at home, well, you've got more clothes and you can just figure it out. You might have some favorites that you like, but you still have some that you like. But you lose your suitcase on a trip, you don't have any clothes because those are the clothes you brought. And so that's kind of what's happened here. This team is like, they've had good depth, good backups. They lost them on free agency, expecting to have their starters here, and a lot of them are out. So, it's kind of like, now what? If you're on a trip and you don't have your suitcase, you don't have any backups. And so now you got to go buy some, and we all know what that's like. And that's kind of what this season has been. It's just a really bad year to have a lot of injuries because their depth was tested from the start, and they just couldn't afford it. And it was a bad year to have a lot. I mean, just think about who's been out. I mean, if you're in training camp and you're like, all right, we're gonna be out with Micah for half the season. Tank's gonna be out for half the season. Deron Bland still hasn't played at all until who knows when. Trayvon Diggs is coming back from injury and he's still kind of banged up. Eric Kendricks missed a game. Marshawn Nealon is gonna miss most of the season. Just a tough defense there to have to kind of put together with all that stuff happening. Lines are open here. We got a few more minutes here. 888-855-2297. You can text at 817-290-3298. The Cowboys and just looking at from a standpoint of injuries, like I just said, on offense, that how do they get this done with Cooper Rush? I mean, how can they have some success? And for me, I think that it's going to have to be early in the game. They have to figure out a way to get a lead, because if you can get a lead against the Eagles, then I think that opens on the Cowboys' offense standpoint. They're going to be able to play downhill a little bit. They're not going to be as afraid to just let it fly. They can stick with the running game, because we all know if you stick with the run, you can have some success. It's just that it's hard to do that when you're down 10-0, 14-0, 17-3, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if they can play with the lead, and if they can get one and then play with it. I think that will certainly help the Cowboys get a little momentum, confidence. And then on the flip side, on defense, Jalen Hurts is a great player, but he's a good thrower. He's a much better runner. We know that. If you can force him to throw the football, I think obviously the Cowboys that would benefit from that. So, all right, let's see, Chris, do we have a caller? We still got lines open? We do have a caller. All right, let's go to Sergeant Sue in Fort Worth.
Hey, at ease, everybody. How you doing, Nick?
What's up, man?
Hey, I apologize in advance. I missed all the show. I literally just tuned in. I just got out of getting my haircut, so I'm just calling in. So I just wanted to call, spread a little bit of positivity. I'm excited about this weekend. Obviously, I caught a little bit of what you were saying. It's kind of like being on a trip. It's funny because I'm actually leaving the country tonight. I'm going on a trip, and I like the analogy. It's just kind of, this is a situation that we're in. We have what we have, and we have to go out there and see what we can do to either turn the season around or see what we can do as far as evaluating these young players. So I'm really excited about it. I already told the StoryLiners that I'm staying on a resort over there. But I'm for sure 100% going to go and find the game somewhere at the resort bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I can stay away from it. It doesn't matter if I'm in paradise. It doesn't matter if I'm on the beach. I'm going to be peeking my head in there, and I'm going to be watching because I love this team so much. I'm definitely, just like Irene, I don't know if she called in today or picked against.
She did both.
She picked against. Oh, okay. Well, hey, I guess I'm going to be maybe a lone wolf. I'm never going to pick against the Cowboys live. Maybe in my heart somewhere deep down in my closet I might pick against them, but not live. So I'm going to say that there's some sort of hope. I'm going to say Dallas Cowboys are going to pull it out somehow, some way, 31-30. And that's all I got, baby. You guys have a great weekend.
Somehow, some way. Snoop Dogg line. All right. Rick in Massachusetts is next. Rick.
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
Good. What's up, man?
Just calling. I heard there was openings.
You got it.
I tried to get through. No, I'm just checking in. It's like I'm positive, always been positive about the Cowboys, even though it doesn't look good this year. But we're playing the Eagles, so, a division game, no matter who it is, I think we could go out and win this game. So I'm thinking of a close game, like maybe 25-23 Cowboys.
25.
But we'll go from there, and hopefully they'll win this weekend, and we'll just take it 1 week at a time. And that's about it. So have a good weekend, and hopefully we have a victory Monday.
All right. Thanks for the call. I don't know why we're getting all these 25 picks. That's not a score we see a lot, but you know what? To beat the Eagles, to win, turn this thing around, you're going to have to do some weird stuff. It's going to have to be, the ball's going to have to bounce your way. Maybe a safety, maybe a 2-point conversion, maybe, I don't know, maybe all kinds of weird stuff. But needs to happen. They have to, and I believe that the Cowboys have to have success early on, because if not, then, 3-game losing streaks, it's like, well, nothing's changed. New quarterback, new optimism, back at home for first time in a while. Nothing's changed. And so they have to show early on that things have changed. Things, get a sack early in the game. Get a turnover. Micah Parsons, go make a play early in the game. And I'm not trying to call out Micah Parsons. I'm just saying that, they need him. They've missed him. He's said it. He says it all the time. He says it on his podcast. He's one of the best players in the league. He's going to get paid a lot. We all know that. Need that. You've been missed. I've said it before. It's embarrassing that he by far leads the team in quarterback pressures. Right now, 21. The next closest is 15 by Osa Odigizua, who, if I'm being honest, I can't remember him even getting pressure on the quarterback. It's happened 15 times. I'm not trying to call him out. I just haven't seen him make a lot of plays like that. So when you're out for 5 games, and you haven't, and you still lead the team in pressures, and Tank still leads the team in sacks, that's not good. Fix both of those this week. Well, you're not going to fix the pressures. You would imagine, he's going to add to his lead for sure. But it'd be nice to get some sacks and for Parsons, and maybe it'll help the other guy. Maybe on the other side, Lawson can play even better. But anyways, good calls this week. You guys are faithful to the team, and even the ones that pick the Eagles, you're being real. You're being true about it. It's going to be a challenge. We know that, for the Cowboys to win this game. But we see things that happen in this week and in this league every week, and it's happened. It'll happen this week to somebody. There'll be a big surprise. Why not the Cowboys? They're going to have to play a lot better in a lot of areas. They're going to have to clean up the penalties. They're going to have to play well in a lot of areas to win this game, but it can be done. Let's see if Cooper Rush can lead them there. All right, it's been a good week. We appreciate all the calls and support. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. We will see you on Monday on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!